I've recently read an article about love and emotions in animals where they talked about the fact that according to the most recent studies using MRI scans of the brain activity in animals such as dogs, their perception and experience of love and jealousy and fear are not only similar to humans but exactly the same. As a dog owner myself, I can totally appreciate it and agree with this. The thing that they never mentioned though was whether animals actually experience insecurities just the way humans do. I mean, to have the ability to love someone, to have the capacity to develop and express or self-learn about the intense feelings we can have for another person and to hopefully share those feelings with them and for the other person to return those sort of feelings back to us is incredible. The bitch of a problem is that those exact feelings and their intensity and how we experience them and perceive them for the others also give rise to our emotional insecurities. And as you guys already know, as many people have had the chance to learn this on their own, insecurities in love are a problem that leads to more issues further down the line. So let's say you're in a relationship or you would like to find somebody to love. Obviously you want to feel the same love from them as you are giving to them, as you are feeling for them. You want the love you deserve in return. But you have a problem. Whenever you're romantically involved with somebody, you need them to reassure you constantly, reassure you that they love you and that they are not going anywhere. Now at first this may not be an issue, but as time goes by and you learn more about their past, more about their friends, male and female, you learn more about their past experiences and their general history, you grow more insecure and you feel like you need the reassurance more often. By now, I'm sure you can see where this is leading. But look, needing reassurance is okay. What is not okay is to start to kick down a snowball of personal insecurities that will lead to an avalanche of problems and ultimately end up in a breakup. What's more, you'd probably do the same thing in another relationship anyway. So what can you do about your need for reassurance? Well, let's start with a little analysis first. Why do you need reassurance? If you have identified this as a problem, you're probably wondering where this need actually comes from. Or perhaps you already know this. It might be because you've been let down by another person or people that you love in the past. That's a pretty common issue. Perhaps your parents or caregivers didn't show you the kind of love that every child needs, and so you grew up with an anxious attachment style and abandonment issues. Now, if this is something that you'd like to explore more, I'll link in one of our articles on abandonment issues below in the description, so have a read. Now, or maybe it comes from a past relationship which you thought would last, but then they betrayed your trust, you broke up, and it all came out of blue, really knocking your confidence and self-esteem back. Either way, you're now fairly convinced that at any moment your current partner is just going to pack up and leave, and the relationship will break up. You try to put it out of your mind, but you struggle and you watch them closely for any signs that they are getting bored and they're losing their love for you. So instead you seek their constant reassurance that they aren't planning on going anywhere without you and that they still feel the same way about you as you feel about them. You worry that if they stop displaying the same level of love as you feel for them, they are falling out of love with you and the relationship is on a path to a breakup. The problem is that living with this kind of anxiety is tiring and wearing for both of you. You're constantly on the edge and paranoid, trying to read into everything that they do and say. You create scenarios in your head, filling your mind with negative thoughts and vibes of the possibilities that ultimately you have no evidence for. Just because your partner does certain things differently and does not show you love the same way that you do it, does not mean that they don't have feelings for you. Look, even if your partner is the most patient and understanding person in the world, they just won't be able to keep reassuring you forever. There will come a point, and particularly if you've been together for a long time, that they just won't know how to reassure you anymore. So you have to figure out how to deal with this. But let me help you. Let me offer you 4 key steps you can take to help you with this issue. If you want a relationship to thrive, there are certain things that you can do to help calm down this damaging and constant need for reassurance that you have. Things that will make you happier in yourself and also be hugely beneficial for your relationship. So let's start. Reflect on where this need comes from. The first and potentially the most important step in working past this personal problem is to try to put your finger on exactly where this need is coming from. The only way you can change this behavior is by going right to the root of the problem. This might not be easy at all, as it could involve facing up to and accepting some things in your past, or things about yourself that you'd rather not think about. You could reflect on this by writing it down on a piece of paper or on your phone or a tablet, or talking to a trusted friend about it. Or you might feel that you could do with some professional support, talking it through with a therapist. Now, whatever path you choose, remember that voicing this out loud and putting your concerns and worries into words will help you to process them and get to the bottom of them. So don't just sweep it under the rug and delay dealing with this problem. This is the step number 1, which means that you have to deal with it before you deal with step number 2, 3, and 4. Also, time is ticking. It's not like your relationship is on standby, so deal with it. And honestly, if you want someone impartial, feel free to check out one of our counselors. The link is in the description as always. You're an individual. Too many people pin their entire happiness on the romantic relationships. And whilst romantic love is wonderful and relationships can be incredibly fulfilling, you should never put the entire burden of your happiness on another person's shoulders. That just wouldn't be fair to either one of you. Yes, your relationship should make you happy, but your happiness is not their responsibility. That's too heavy of a weight for them to carry. If your relationship is the center of your world and you think you could never be happy without them, it's no wonder you worry about losing them. Your responsibility is to create life for yourself, a life that doesn't evolve entirely around your partner. Living for them does not mean living off them. And if you feel like love is just too much to handle, share it. Work on your relationship with your family and don't neglect your friends in favor of your partner. Just share that love if you have too much of it. Practice plenty of self-care and stick with it, or get back to the hobbies and interests that you're passionate about, make you smile. Enjoy activities with your partner, but make sure you both have time and space to do your own things as well. The happier you are in yourself, the more you'll be able to give in your relationship and less reassurance you'll need. You'll know that no matter how much you love your partner, the universe just wouldn't fall apart if they left you. Nothing major would happen. You'll feel stronger and more capable and become less emotionally dependent on your partner, which will mean your relationship will be far stronger too, especially in the long run. Recognize your love language. We all have our unique ways of expressing love for somebody. Some of us use words, whereas some of us express ourselves through physical affection. Some of us give thoughtful gifts, some of us make sacrifices or do hard work, cook, some of us organize surprises. The list goes on and on. We are all individuals with our own levels of emotional intelligence, empathy, and sympathy. We all deal with feelings differently and we all express them in different ways too. And that's okay. In a way, that variety is often one of the parts why we are attracted to certain people. We all have our own small ways of showing our love for the most important people in our lives, consciously or subconsciously. Just think about how you express love and then think about how your partner does the same thing. Chances are the two of you don't currently match up, at least not in this respect. If you did, you wouldn't be watching this video right now. Now, if you are going to be happy in love, you need to accept the ways you feel loved is not exactly the same how your partner actually shows love. Ways your partner shows you love. Now that you have thought about their love language, pay attention to all the ways they show you their love for you every single day. If your love languages are different, there's a good chance that you're missing all the ways that they are trying to show their love for you, deliberately, automatically, or subconsciously. Notice all the little things that you already take for granted or have just never paid attention to. Let's say they go to the shop and they don't buy just stuff for themselves, they always bring you something. Or when they make coffee, they offer you a cuppa. or make you want to automatically. Notice the way they respond when you catch their eyes and smile at them. Notice the small gestures and nuances in the behavior. We all slowly become oblivious the longer we are in a relationship with someone. You'll be surprised just how many little things there are all expressions of love, but essentially fly under your radar. I know it's hard, but practice recognizing these little signs of love and try to stop expecting them to show their love in the same way you do. You will soon start seeing things that reassure you every single day. Look, it's all down to you. The power is in your hands. You can say goodbye to your constant need for reassurance if you really try. Whether you do it on your own or with the help of a professional, that is up to you. But whatever you do, don't expect to be able to rid yourself of this behavior overnight. It's a tough thing. Changes such as this take time and a lot of determination. But if you want to be happier and more secure in yourself, and you want this relationship to last, then it'll be all worth it. And I'll be seeing you in the next one.